Things are heating up in the sub-flagship space. Two big entries are the OnePlus 8T and the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE, which start at $749 and $699. OnePlus 8T's camera setup focuses on high-resolution main and selfie cameras. The ultra-wide is down on resolution versus the main camera. The other two sensors are there to fluff out the spec sheet. The Galaxy S20 FE's camera is contrastingly balanced. It has a difference of just 4 megapixels between the three rear cameras. Its front camera stands out with a whopping 32 megapixel resolution. In these images, you can see how differently the two process color. The OnePlus 8T's image immediately stands out as leaning towards warm tones. The FE takes much cooler image. However, colors aren't the only difference. In this shot of some leaves above the street, the OnePlus 8T opts for a punchier look. It boosts saturation and contrast to give a more standout look to its image. The Samsung device takes a more laid-back approach to its processing with more washed-out colors and contrast. Its image isn't as in your face, but it doesn't seem to have as much dynamic range either. The OnePlus 8T pulls ahead in this shot of a potted plant as it does a better job at maintaining highlight roll-off. At the base of the plant, the Samsung blows out the highlights whereas the OnePlus maintains them. The OnePlus 8T also exposes slightly brighter to allow the clearer shadows. Here, both phones take vastly different approaches to sharpness. The OnePlus denoising algorithm smooths the leaves to make them blend together. The Samsung system is doing the opposite and boosting the sharpening filter to create a sharper but less realistic look. Next up is nighttime photography. The OnePlus 8T's image stands out for its brightness exposure across the image. It does this while looking softer and not handling highlights as well. Samsung is exposing the lights in the windows better, but in doing this, it brings the exposure down to make the image dimmer. In the ultra-wide version, both phones show weakness. Both images are soft, though Samsung's sharpening filter makes its photo appear sharper before cropping it. The S20 Fan Edition doesn't seem to capture more dynamic range, as is evident on both the balcony and the rooftops below. For selfies, not only is the S20 Fan Edition image warmer, but the system is smoothing out the stubble and capturing less dynamic range, whereas the OnePlus 8T is able to capture more detail in the darkest area. The OnePlus 8T captures more dynamic range in this photo of a potted plant. The Samsung's device is darkening the brickwork to the left and shadow below the sill. However, this example shows OnePlus heavy HDR processing. The plant looks like it's been cut out from the background with a drop shadow behind the leaves. This results in an unnatural looking image. The OnePlus 8T and the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE trade blows, but it's the Samsung that edges ahead. Its better ultra-wide sensor and more natural processing put it ahead of the slightly overdone OnePlus 8T. Pure resolution isn't everything, and Samsung's camera processing tenure has helped it out here. The OnePlus 8T takes the punchier, more contrast-heavy photos with its setup. The quality difference between the main camera and the ultra-wide is bigger than that of the Galaxy S20 FE. However, if you're looking for the better selfie shooter of the two, the OnePlus 8T takes more accurate front-facing photos.